no thank you because I'm not a criminal and you can't identify me, so y'all don't have to sign that paper either, guys. It's illegal. Unless they're saying you're a criminal. So, trust but verify. I have visited this lovely room of the Sievers for a couple of years now. I personally have made a few mistakes, one of which was believing you people would actually do what you say. Shame on me for believing in you. The second was over Ram Gomez and his gifted properties he received since he sworn in. Unbeknownst to me, the city secretary accidentally sent me a property that was not his. Once I found out this, I publicly apologized on Facebook and sent him an IM saying I was sorry. Trust but verify. Mr. Randy Haskins, you failed to trust but verify over the abuse of Herman that Jacob was just talking about, the unwarranted restraint in his jail cell. You didn't publicly apologize, but you did call me on the phone and admit that, hey, I didn't watch the whole video and I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. You told me you would talk to me in private from now on so you could get the whole story. You even attempted to get it right by trying to get the Rangers involved to investigate APPD, because we all know they're corrupt. But that didn't happen. You did, however, get a cop buddy of yours from Arizona to do a third-party audit. You told everybody the third-party audit was complete and that APT was innocent. However, that too was not true. I questioned this, obviously. The prejudice audit that you sent me, blatantly prejudiced.
All right, so I reached out to this Donald. Told him I had some questions. I don't understand exactly what's going on. This doesn't make sense. What we see in the videos is not what he's talking about. And I do say videos because there was 11 videos, right? This is what I sent Donald. This is the email from Donald. My edits are in red. This was on July 27, 2004 to Randy. Randy sent it to me. It's about the wrap restraint device. I have reviewed the video clips provided with the references to the incarceration restraints of Mr. Gray. In the video, Mr. Gray appears to be agitated, irrational, and appears that his mental state compromised his ability to communicate or understands what the officers involved. But we know this isn't true because Herman is calm, collective, and humming. He directly takes orders from the officers and does exactly what they say. So we already know it starts off with BS. In one video, Mr. Gray stands in his cell on the metal toilet, actively attempting to cover the lens cap on the camera housing with a piece of paper, toilet paper. While he's attempting to cover the camera, officers in their cell. But we know this isn't true either. We know that he does cover up the toilet paper on the camera, but that he sits down on the toilet and is sitting there whenever the officers enter the room. And we also know that the officers start cussing at him. There's Herman. He's putting up the toilet paper, right? And I'm going to do the whole thing. You can see. He puts toilet paper up there. Right? And look what he does. He sits down on the toilet paper with toilet paper. Cops come in. What the fuck's your problem, Herman? That's how that goes. They tell him to stand up. He stands up. Tell him to put his hands behind his back. He puts his hands behind his back. He listens to commands. Okay. So, we also noticed that the two police officers who came into the room did not have body cams on. That is against policy and against state law. So, where were the body cams? Why didn't they have them on? The auditor didn't catch this as an issue either. Now, he talks about the restraint device. Now, my point on this is that APPD policy utilizes the leg restraints only for inmates that hurt themselves or others. And Herman, all he did was stand on the toilet and sit back down on the toilet. There was no threat to violence. He's not injuring himself. He's not jumping off trying to hurt himself. He's not punching the walls, hitting his head on the wall, none of the above. With that said, this guy says that the officers using verbal de-escalation techniques. Well, that's not true either. Because he says up here that Herman doesn't have the capability of understanding. Well, then how did they use de-escalation techniques? Well, that tells me he's full of crap again. So, with that said, Herman was listening. He was complacent. He put his hands behind his back and did exactly what the officers told him to do. Now, he says that the officers applied the restraint device in what appears to be an efficient manner using minimal force. Incorrect. How do we know that? Well, let me show you. He stands up, does what he's supposed to be doing, he's not fighting. Gets on his knees like he's supposed to. Now let's watch. Still humming, not fighting. Here we go. Listen and watch. He's got his penis out. He's screaming. The auditor says she only straps it up. No. Watch.
They get hanging out. What? Oh, yeah,
Continue. Mr. Gray expressed discomfort with the restrictions of his leg movement and immediately expressed regret for his earlier behavior. What does this auditor mean by regret? He regretted. What's going on here? This guy did not interview Herman, did not interview any peace officer, yet he has given his interpretation of what he thinks Herman said. This is not an investigation. This is not a root cause analysis. These are not causal factors. Randy Haskins lied to us. This is not an investigation. APPD only investigated themselves and found themselves not guilty, even though I'm proving right now that they are guilty as shit. This is a biased statement. Our question here is, did you interview Herman or the police department in any order to have the opinions of their actions and mindsets? And this did not happen. Continue. As the leg restraints were applied, Mr. Gray expressed discomfort, stating that his penis was somehow, there's no somehow. This guy was strapped up when they not attacked is the wrong word. When they strapped him up, his penis was out, they did it to him. His hands were behind his back, he could not have did this. And he says, but anyway, somehow it's not accurate. We know his pants were up before he was restrained and pulled down once the cops started the process. This would indicate the cops' action caused the exposure, as Herman was already bonded or bound. We are witnessing another biased statement. Okay, he continues. Stick it out or strapped by the wristband of the pants. The female officer adjusted the back of Mr. Gray's pants to alleviate discomfort. This was a complete fallacy. As we all watched the video numerous times, you can clearly see and hear in the video the female cop pulls the strap tighter 3 times. Herman screamed in pain. Let's take a look. Pulls again, pulls harder, pulls harder, pulls harder. He's screaming. And now the other guy's on his leg and he's screaming. So let's continue. After securing Mr. Gray's leg, they then secured Mr. Gray's upper body. When Mr. Gray complained about pains in the handcuffs, the female officer adjusted the handcuffs in view of the camera to include loosening the cuffs to a more comfortable restraining level. Okay, with that said, she did. However, she fumbled a lot and it took her a while, and you'll notice the blood starts coming out of Herman's arm and onto the ground, and I'll show you that. I lie, as Mr. Haskins would say. Look at his arms. No blood anywhere, guys, right? You listen to Herman.
We're talking about Herman, but the problem is, you gotta chill out. I don't know what
Now, do y'all notice the blood? Right here, if y'all can see it, underneath his arm. She already cut him, and that came from her using the restraints the wrong way and hurting this man. Again, he was complacent and non-combative. There is no excuse for this behavior. If they are untrained officers, train them. Do not try to cover this up and feed us bullshit. With that said, I asked for the training records, and I'll show you that later too. They don't have any training records, guys. There's no training on this leg strap, and there's no training on the policy for dealing with suicidal patients. There is a policy, they just don't have any training on it. Now, did y'all see that? Let me rewind. Take a look. Do you see his left arm? Look at that. It is now what? Bloody. They hurt this man. They cannot lie. The data is there. Their third-party audit is fake. Randy Haskins is a fucking joke. APPD is a fucking joke. They're terrorists. They're tyrants. This has to stop.
fucking wrist, you got fucking hurt. If you don't
See the drops of blood on the floor?
make a deal.
Keep twisting and twisting, man.
Tell me to go away, let's make a deal.
Alright, so here she does fix this. So I'm gonna go back to what I
Got to flip over,
Now
I'm
this-
sitting out here, and then they come in.
apologize. This video happened the next day. This is after he got out that morning and I was able to find him. Notice he has injuries. He's going to show us the injuries and tell us his side of the story. Remember, the police department never let the story out, did not do an investigation, did not give this guy first aid, mental health, and abused him, and then sent him on his way. He has the mentality of a 12-year-old little boy.
Simon, what was hurting?
My leg and my shoulder were, there's blood all over here where they got me.
Notice his arm bleeding.
What do you mean there's
I told
blood?
them I had AIDS.
What do you mean there was blood?
My blood, they
From what?
From when they still, they fucking put me so hard on me doing that stuff.
Okay.
And I wasn't acting a fool, I was being good.
Sir, where were you bleeding from?
I really, I didn't have none of this.
Okay, so you got this morning.
Yeah. Well, there's one back here from the baseball bat, because
Okay.
this one's,
Okay.
but not these.
These are all new?
Yeah,
And then may I
it
see
was
your
two
leg where
blows
they
to
were
the
stepping on
face.
you?
It was two blows to the face and this one to the back. Oh, they gave me this one's over here. This one's new.
Which one?
I don't know. Can you see it? I don't know. It feels hurt. It hurts. Is there nothing? Okay.
Yeah, there is a bruise there.
Oh, well, it hurts awful bad. I don't know.
Okay, and that happened from the cops too?
Yeah, it's from this one. Yeah.
Okay, and what about your leg? Can I see
So
it?
then they stomped on it. They wouldn't get off it. And I was screaming, "Get off my leg! Get off my leg! Get off my leg! Get off my leg!"
There's his bruise from the officer. They lied. They did hurt this man.
See it, and that was this
Fine,
morning.
Fine, they got off my leg. He was big. Oh my God, I thought he broke it.
Okay. Now, what happens next is Mr. Gray, they placed him on his side in a resting position. This is complete BS. See the blood on the ground? Did y'all notice it? And the cop over there is covering up a camera, it looks like. The way the process reads for the manufacturer specs on this is it's designed for a seated position only. Why is that? Well, any medic like I was could tell you that. And that's because he can aspirate. You always keep him in a seated position. So this too is BS. As part of the review, I followed the web link printed on the carrier's bag in which the restraint device was packaged. A manufacturer's website demonstrated the device in action. So the officers applied the device in a manner that was consistent with manufacturer's demonstration. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call it bullshit. Let me show you. 1, 2, 3 men to do this job. And play. And I'm going to skip through it, not the whole way, but I'm going to skip through it, right? I want to keep you forward. Notice how his hands are down by his buttocks. This is where he should have been handcuffed, not way up by his midsection or shoulder blades where he had him earlier in the confined space. Okay. So we go. So, notice that there's 3 guys. They have him laying down already. Notice that his hands are down by his butt where he should be handcuffed, not where the cop lady had him. And they're going to strap him up. Now notice how his dick's not hanging out. Notice how his ass is not hanging out because they're doing it the right way. Okay. Get forward. They roll him over. Strap him up the right way. Not yanking on him, not being forceful. Pay attention to the guy in the back. Is he leaning on his leg? Is he putting pressure on his leg? No, he is not. Again, this guy here is complacent too and non-combative. So was Mr. Gray. Strapping him up, rolling him over. Pay attention, seated position. This is what this device is designed to do. Still in a seated position. Notice this chair, seated position. They're putting him back in the cop car, seated position. This is the manufacturer's specs, same website, same device. Look what it says here, guys. With fast control achieved, the subject is now restrained comfortably in an upright seated position for respiratory recovery and receives the medical attention that he needs. Seated position. You don't want them to aspirate. This last part from this non-third party auditor. The only deviation the officers made from the manufacturer's demonstrated video is the order in which the leg and ankle restraints were applied. Crap. There should have been 3 people. They shouldn't have strapped up his junk. They shouldn't have yanked on it, right? And the level of force used to tighten the device straps, I agree with that. But they used excessive force and got his junk in there several times, which may be considered a training issue. See the maybe? No, sir. This is either incompetency or a training issue. That's it.
You need help? I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you up, okay? Get on your knees, ready?
See, they're pulling his pants up. The guy was still exposed. So he was there for a whole hour with his butt and his junk out. Continue.
Ready? Let's get up. Ready?
We're trying to help you, okay?
I know. What's wrong?
He's still on my leg.
Okay, stand up.
Still on my leg,
Stand up.
Do you hear Herman talking about his leg? His leg is in pain. Why? The officer injured his leg. Not this one, the male officer, and actually bruised his leg.
Stand up.
Hold on.
All right. I'll help you up. There we
He's
go.
still on my leg right here.
I didn't tell you like, baby.
See him still exposed. And APD finds this okay to humiliate this man.
That guy's still on my leg.
Okay.
Remember?
Okay.
The speed when you didn't stop?
We'll go this way, okay?
Do you notice what Herman's doing? He is guarding his gait. He is guarding that leg. He is in pain.
I just want to talk to you and get you released. Let me get that helmet off of you.
Notice his left arm. He has been injured. This happened at the police station when this officer, female officer, started strapping him up.
I don't need nothing. I'm good, boy.
All right, let me get this. Let me get
I
this.
good, boy. I good, boy.
Now that should break your heart. This man has been beaten in submission. He was beaten with a bat the week before, and these cops roughed him up and basically tortured him. She actually blamed the blood on the ground on Herman, even though she caused the incident. All right. You see, I reached out to the Donna Whaley, emailed him with my concerns. I sent him exactly what I just showed you all in red, asked him a whole bunch of questions. He said, Randy asked him to review one video, guys, just one video. There was 11. And that this was not a real audit. Signed by Donald. He doesn't want to get involved any further. Can y'all believe that? What a lying SOB Randy is.
So I actually went to your auditor too and had some questions. You didn't like the fact that I questioned your buddy or questioned your authority. So you went on Facebook, defamed me, called me a liar, tried to publicly humiliate me. All illegal. You stated I was a coward, never protected anyone's rights. You cussed at me over and over again, it's kind of hypocritical. Said I was not a patriot, and no one's ever violated my rights. 15 cases I've won, gonna win another one soon. From these people right here that harass me. A direct quote from Randy, guys. I don't see you in jail or with tape around your fucking mouth for the stupid shit you keep spouting off. End quote. This is from your councilman to me. I will share the entire story with America, both audios and videos, and I have the audit from his auditor and the emails from his auditor where the auditor says it wasn't an audit. He lied to us. What he did do was send one video out of 11 to the auditor, and the auditor apologized to me. Randy's final words to me were, walk away or let's dance. I don't know, I take that as a threat. If Blanchard was here, I'd ask him if he'd do anything about it, but we know he will not because he don't even investigate these corrupt guys. Well, sir, as Poundcake knows, I accept all challenges under Mutual Combat Code 22.06 from any official or cop in this town. And I've seen your roster. You have nobody with the capability of doing that. You have no men, only cowards. Thank you. So I asked APPD for the training records for this. I asked them for the training records on the leg strap. I asked them for the training records on their policy for the suicidal, how to handle suicidal patients. So what they were supposed to do was call medical, and they did not. With that said, they're not trained. They sent me no training records, said they didn't have any training records, so these guys are lying SOBs. I got some screenshots I'm going to show you of conversations from Randy Haskins and me, how he's being a complete douchebag to a citizen. talking crap to me, telling me to leave town, telling me not to come to council meetings. He's not scared of me. I'm a punk, all kinds of stuff. And this is our councilman. Only doing this because I called him out on his BS, which I just showed y'all personally. They're all liars and they shouldn't fuck with me because I'm going to show y'all the truth. Love y'all. Subscribe, hit like, share to everybody. Let's get the Rangers out here, guys. Let's protect these people like Herman. It could be your kid, your son, your dad that these guys abuse in their jail cells. Thank you.